Japan is known as one of the leading developed nations in Asia, famous for its breathtaking mountain ranges, advanced robotics technology, and temples deeply rooted in history. The country is also regarded as a model of Eastern culture and a testament to an extraordinary economic recovery, rising from the devastation of war to become an economic powerhouse that consistently ranks among the wealthiest nations in the world. In the eyes of many people, Japan seems like an ideal land that everyone dreams of visiting at least once in their lifetime. However, behind that dazzling exterior lie many troubling aspects of Japanese society that often go unnoticed. Did you know that people with tattoos are often not allowed to enter swimming pools or public bathhouses? Or that countless individuals work themselves so hard that they fall asleep on subway trains, on the streets, and in even more tragic cases, choose to disappear from this world altogether? In addition, Japan faces a relatively high rate of infidelity, and its entertainment industry has also been plagued by numerous cases involving sexual abuse. Join me as we take a closer look at the darker side of Japan. Number 19. The dark side of Japan's entertainment industry. Behind Japan's glamorous image and remarkable development are hidden realities that many people find deeply disturbing. The country's entertainment industry has long struggled with issues related to various forms of abuse and misconduct. According to the results of a survey conducted by the Japan Institute for Labor Policy and Training, 60% of the performers surveyed admitted that they had been victims of abusive behavior, while 90% stated that they had experienced exploitation. Even so, only a very small percentage of them have been brave enough to speak out or publicly disclose what happened. According to Japan Today, although laws have been revised and penalties for crimes involving attacks against women have been strengthened, only about 1/3 of harassment cases are actually reported by victims. A survey conducted by the Japan Times also revealed that as many as 80% of women do not dare to share their painful experiences because they fear stigma, retaliation, or damage to their careers. Not only do predators in the entertainment industry use power, money, and career opportunities to pressure victims into compromising, but they are often aided by people around them, such as junior producers, assistants, or secretaries. These individuals either actively facilitate the misconduct or deliberately turn a blind eye, allowing the wrongdoing to continue. One notable case occurred in 2022 when three well-known figures in Japan's entertainment industry, Sion Sono, Hideo Sakaki, and Hoka Kinoshita, faced allegations related to misconduct and abuse involving female performers. The number of alleged victims was reported to have reached dozens. What do you think about this issue in Japan? Feel free to leave your opinion in the comments section below. Number 18. Japan's Naked Festival. According to a long-standing tradition, every February, thousands of men wearing only loincloths and socks gather to participate in the Hadaka Matsuri, or Naked Festival, held at a Shinto shrine in Inazawa, a city in central Japan. Many people believe that this ritual can drive away evil spirits and bring good fortune for the coming year. Participants attempt to pass on their bad luck to someone else by touching them before that person reaches a designated safe area within the shrine grounds. The Hadaka Matsuri is a unique Japanese event that attracts more than 9,000 male participants each year. In freezing weather conditions, they push and struggle to obtain a pair of lucky talismans known as shingi, which are thrown by a priest from a height of more than 4 meters. The Japanese believe that anyone who manages to secure these sacred sticks will enjoy good fortune throughout the next 12 months. Before taking part in the competition for the talismans, all participants must pass through a cold water purification pool to cleanse themselves. Notably, in 2024, the festival recorded the first participation of women in its history. Number 17. A very high rate of infidelity. Japan has a relatively low divorce rate, but that does not necessarily mean that every marriage in the country is happy and harmonious. Even when trapped in unhappy relationships and no longer able to communicate effectively with one another, many couples choose to remain together. One reason is that a considerable number of Japanese women are full-time homemakers, and divorce could create significant financial difficulties for them. On the other hand, many men worry that after a separation, they may no longer have regular opportunities to see their children, since Japan does not have a system of joint custody after divorce. Custody is typically granted to only one parent. In Japan, Attitudes toward infidelity are also not as strict as they are in many other countries. Some regions still maintain the practice of arranged marriages. As a result, the rate of infidelity in the country is believed to be relatively high. According to a survey conducted by Sagami Rubber Industries in 2019 involving 14,000 participants, 15.2% of women and 20.5% of men admitted that they had engaged in sexual relationships with someone other than their spouse. The causes of infidelity largely stem from the fact that Japanese people often do not openly express their true feelings to their partners. After marriage, the level of closeness and intimacy between spouses also tends to decline over time. In Japan, marriages without a sexual relationship are considered fairly normal, as long as both partners continue to fulfill their responsibilities and obligations to the family. In addition, like many other Eastern countries, Japan is still influenced to some extent by traditional beliefs that place greater value on men than on women. Many men believe they have the right to control women, and as a result, in cases of infidelity, women often face far more gossip, criticism, and condemnation than men. Most of the men surveyed were willing to admit to their own affairs, yet they were unwilling to accept the idea of their girlfriends or wives having extramarital relationships. Number 16, the Yakuza crime syndicate. One of the darkest aspects that has existed in Japan for a very long time is the Yakuza crime syndicate. This is an organized criminal network that has been present in the country for more than 300 years, formed through clans and affiliated members who work together to protect their shared interests. The Yakuza maintains many rituals, rules, and methods of operation that resemble those of the samurai class of the past. The organization is involved in numerous illegal activities, including extortion, drug smuggling, trafficking of prohibited substances, gambling, loan sharking, and the control of various restaurants, bars, and businesses in cities across Japan. The most recognizable feature of Yakuza members is their large, elaborate tattoos, each carrying its own symbolic meaning. Members belonging to the same clan often have tattoos with similar characteristics. However, there is one very strict rule. These tattoos must not be openly displayed in everyday life. In addition, many members are missing part of their little finger. This is the result of a ritual known as yubitsume, in which individuals cut off a portion of their finger as a form of atonement, or to take responsibility for mistakes they have made. The Yakuza reached its peak during the 1960s, when it reportedly had more than 184,000 members. Today, however, that number has declined to only around 40,000. One of the main reasons is a law enacted in 2011 stating that businesses that provide money to or engage in financial transactions with members of criminal organizations are violating the law. The existence of the Yakuza is also one reason why many Japanese people hold very negative views toward tattoos, as they are often associated with organized crime groups. As a result, many hot springs, public bathhouses, swimming pools, fitness centers, and even some hotels in Japan enforce policies prohibiting people with tattoos from entering, in an effort to prevent Yakuza members from accessing these establishments. Number 15, silence in everyday Japanese life. At first glance, quietness may seem like a positive cultural trait. However, in Japan, making loud noise even inside your own apartment is not always easy. Activities such as playing music at high volume, practicing the guitar, or hosting late-night parties at home are generally discouraged. This is because many Japanese apartments and residential buildings have relatively thin walls, allowing sound to travel easily into neighboring units. Therefore, respecting the privacy and personal space of neighbors and housemates is considered extremely important. Silence is not limited to daily living arrangements. It is present in many other aspects of life as well. For example, when attending a movie theater in Japan, audiences typically do not talk during the film. Whether it is a comedy that makes you laugh out loud, a romantic movie that moves you emotionally, or a horror film that frightens you, Japanese people generally dislike making noise that could disturb those around them. Even inside an elevator, if you continue speaking loudly, you may receive disapproving looks from other passengers. For many young people, these unwritten social rules can feel restrictive and somewhat unnecessary. Even children playing in residential neighborhoods are often expected to keep noise to a minimum. There have been numerous cases in which elderly residents have complained about sounds coming from daycare centers, elementary schools, or communal playgrounds. Many older people in Japan dislike the noise created by children and at times have reacted in ways that some consider excessive. Number 14. Japan's high suicide rate. Japan has long struggled with a social phenomenon that many people refer to as a culture of suicide. Those who make this tragic decision come from many different walks of life, including dedicated employees who lose their jobs when companies face financial difficulties, students dealing with academic pressure, examinations, or school bullying, and even individuals who believe that their death will become a gift to their families because their loved ones may receive insurance payments afterward. According to published statistics, Japan has at times recorded as many as approximately 250,000 people who have taken their own lives. On average, around 70 people have carried out such acts each day. Japan is also known for the Aokigahara forest, located at the foot of Mount Fuji, a place that has become widely known as a location where many individuals have chosen to end their lives. There have even been reports of clubs formed for people struggling with negative thoughts and contemplating giving up on life. What are your thoughts on this serious issue that exists in Japan? In your opinion, what solutions could help improve this situation and reduce the number of people driven to such desperate decisions? Number 13. The dark side behind cosplay cafes in Japan. Japan has many cosplay-themed cafes where staff dress up as special characters to serve customers. This model is especially popular within the otaku community. In Akihabara alone, there are about 60 cafes of this type operating. For most people, this is seen as an entertaining and harmless experience. However, behind it, there are still darker aspects that are rarely discussed. Many opinions suggest that the working environment in some cosplay cafes can be quite stressful. And there have even been cases where female staff dressed as maids experienced panic attacks while on duty. In addition, people working in this profession are required to follow strict appearance standards. They are restricted from gaining weight and must always maintain a slim figure according to the standards set by their workplace. Number 12. Discrimination against mixed-race individuals. Japan is known as one of the countries with a very high level of ethnic homogeneity, with more than 98.5% of the population being Japanese. However, there is still a group known as Hafu, people who are half Japanese and half from another country. Due to Japan's highly homogeneous society, many people still regard Hafu individuals as foreigners, even if they were born and raised in Japan. In particular, Hafu with Korean or Chinese backgrounds sometimes face discrimination because of historical relations between Japan and those countries during the period of Japanese occupation. Most of these individuals are ordinary in appearance and not particularly outstanding. This contrasts with the belief of many Japanese people that mixed-race individuals are usually expected to have attractive looks and superior language abilities. As a result, many Hafu find themselves in awkward situations when police ask them to present identification for foreigners, even though they are Japanese citizens. Hafu who do not speak English or other foreign languages fluently are also often teased, judged, or looked at with unfriendly attitudes. This situation is even more pronounced for black Hafu individuals. They often face stereotypes such as being naturally good at basketball, having a humorous personality, or liking rap music. Many mixed-race children have become victims of school bullying simply because of their different background and appearance compared to those around them. Number 11. Japan is very difficult if you are a woman. If you wish to get married and become a full-time housewife, this may actually be viewed quite positively in Japanese society, as it has long been a familiar and widely accepted choice. In fact, if a woman is over 25 and still unmarried, she may be called by the nickname Christmas cake. This is a Japanese slang term used to refer to women who are considered past the typical marrying age, based on the idea that Christmas cakes are often discounted after December 25th. In the workplace, women also tend to face lower income compared to men. One reason is that many companies do not see the need to invest long-term in female employees' careers, as many managers still believe that women will eventually leave their jobs after getting married or starting a family. This creates a notable paradox where a country known for technology and modernity like Japan is still considered to have a significant gender gap, with a reported difference of around 34.4%. Another important factor lies in Japan's long-standing traditional culture, which emphasizes collectivism and a clearly defined hierarchical system. As a result, women often face more obstacles when trying to advance into managerial or leadership positions within companies. At the same time, they are still commonly seen as the primary individuals responsible for childcare and household duties, which further limits their career development opportunities. In the Survey on Awareness of Women's Advancement, conducted in 2020, working women were asked whether they would prefer to become full-time housewives. The results showed that 29.8% of respondents answered yes. In a similar survey conducted in 2019, the percentage was even higher, reaching 36.7%. Due to the strong influence of traditional values, many gender-specific social etiquette rules still exist in Japan. Some behaviors are even considered impolite or embarrassing. For example, many women feel shy if they are seen chewing food or showing their teeth while eating. Therefore, they often develop the habit of covering the lower part of their face with their hand while eating or drinking. Number 10. Japan is the land of strange inventions. Japan is famous for countless unique and unusual inventions that are so strange that many people find it hard to believe they actually exist. One typical example is a cooling fan designed for noodles. This device was created for people who love hot noodle dishes, with a small mini fan attached directly to chopsticks. When activated, the fan helps cool the noodles more quickly, and the noise it produces is enough to make the user the center of attention. Not stopping there, Japanese people have even invented umbrellas specifically for shoes. For those who always want to keep their shoes clean and dry, the Japanese market has produced various shoe protection products, such as plastic shoe covers, rain boots, and even tiny umbrellas made exclusively for footwear. Another interesting invention is a body cooling spray, a product widely used during hot summer days. The usage is very simple. Just spray the foam onto the skin, then spread it over the desired area of the body, and you can immediately feel a cooling sensation. In addition, there are jacket air conditioners, an idea highly appreciated by people who frequently work outdoors. Each jacket is equipped with an internal fan or cooling system, helping the wearer feel more comfortable in hot and humid weather conditions. Another equally unique creation is the tissue paper hat. For people who frequently suffer from seasonal allergies, carrying a box of tissues around can sometimes be inconvenient. Therefore, a Japanese inventor came up with a solution by turning a roll of tissue paper into a hat that can be worn on the head. Thanks to this, users always have tissues readily available when needed. However, if you wear this unusual hat in public, you should also be prepared for curious looks from people around you. What do you think about these unique Japanese inventions? Feel free to leave your opinion in the comment section below. Number 9. Japanese people are extremely insincere. For many foreigners, the way Japanese people communicate can feel quite unique. They often express one thing on the outside while thinking something completely different inside. What is notable is that in Japan, the difference between thoughts and words is not simply considered an individual personality trait, but has become an established part of communication culture. This is clearly reflected in the two well-known concepts, hona and tadamai. Hana refers to a person's true thoughts, feelings, and opinions that come from within. Meanwhile, tadame refers to the opinions or behaviors expressed according to social context and etiquette, even if they do not fully reflect what the person actually thinks. In many other countries, this type of behavior might be seen as overly formal or insincere. However, in Japan, it is completely normal. Maintaining group harmony and avoiding causing discomfort to others is often considered more important than directly arguing about right or wrong. Therefore, tadamai is widely used as a form of polite indirect speech, helping conversations flow smoothly and reducing the risk of hurting others' feelings. According to some studies on Japanese workplace culture, if a colleague invites you to lunch shortly before break time, that invitation may sometimes be purely social. If you immediately accept, they might feel uncomfortable even if they do not show it outwardly. Similarly, when receiving a gift, Japanese people often immediately express praise and appreciation. However, whether they truly like the gift is usually revealed only through whether they actually use it in daily life. Another example is when you invite a Japanese person to try a dish. If they keep drinking water, do not finish their meal. but still repeatedly praise it as delicious, those compliments may not fully reflect their true feelings. Have you ever interacted with Japanese people? Do you have a similar impression of this communication style? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Number 8. You will never get exactly what you truly want. One of the lesser-known downsides of services in Japan is that although service quality is very high, flexibility is not always prioritized. Businesses typically provide only the services and products that are strictly predefined. If they feel they cannot meet a customer's request exactly according to the established standards, they may refuse the service rather than attempt to compromise or offer an alternative solution. As a result, in Japan, requesting extra ingredients in a dish or modifying a menu is sometimes not easy at all. Many restaurants and service providers prefer to strictly follow their established procedures rather than adjust to individual requests. In some cases, foreigners may also find it difficult to access services that Japanese people use in their daily lives. This is because service providers are concerned that they may not be able to support foreign languages adequately or maintain service quality according to standards that are primarily designed for Japanese customers. Number 7. Internet cafe refugees. In addition to the well-known phenomenon of hikikomori, Japan also has another group of people, especially common in Tokyo, who live a similarly withdrawn lifestyle in their own way. Instead of locking themselves in their rooms like hikikomori, they choose to stay in internet cafes. These individuals are often referred to as internet cafe refugees or net cafe refugees. What is notable is that this group does not only consist of people in their early 20s, but also includes middle-aged individuals in their 30s or 40s, some of whom already have gray hair. They also do not go to internet cafes just to play games or browse the internet. The real reason behind it is much more tragic. They treat these places as their homes. Internet cafes in Japan that operate 24 hours a day are usually designed with private booths resembling small rooms for customers to use. For people who cannot afford to rent or own stable housing in cities with extremely high living costs, these spaces become temporary shelters. Most of them still have jobs and income, but what they lack is a proper home. Number 6. The Japanese tradition of carrying one's mother into the mountains and leaving her there. Ubasute is an ancient practice found in Japanese folklore. According to legend, when a family member became too old or seriously ill, they would be taken to a remote place and left there until they died. Although many people believe this is only a folktale, there are still opinions suggesting that the spirit of this practice may continue to appear in modern society in different forms. Ubasute, also known as obasute, literally means abandoning one's parents. It is considered a form of killing, in which elderly people are taken to mountains or deserted areas and left to die. In Japanese folklore, there is a famous story called Ubasute Yama. According to the story, a son carried his elderly mother up a mountain with the intention of abandoning her there. Even though she understood what was about to happen, the mother remained worried for her son. Along the way, she quietly broke small branches and dropped them on the ground so that her son could find his way safely back home after leaving the mountain. Even in modern times, there have been cases that remind people of this tradition. In 2015, a 63-year-old man was prosecuted for abandoning his elderly disabled sister on a mountain, which led to her death in 2011. In another case, in 2018, a woman was arrested after leaving her elderly father at a highway rest stop. What do you think about this tradition and the related stories in Japan? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Number 5. Japan's extremely stressful education system. From early childhood to adulthood, Japanese children are educated in an environment filled with strict rules and regulations. These rules are not limited to schools, but also directly affect students' daily lives. In Japan, students under the age of 18 must follow a curfew rule around 10 p.m. Each local area may apply its own restrictions on certain activities, but in general, people under 18 are not allowed to go to movie theaters or participate in gambling activities after that time. The daily workload of Japanese students is also very heavy. In addition to regular class hours, they must take part in many extracurricular activities before and after school, complete homework assignments, and for many students, attending cram schools is almost mandatory. As a result, their time for rest and relaxation is often very limited. What do you think about the academic pressure faced by students in Japan? Feel free to leave your opinion in the comments section below. Number 4. Frequent natural disasters. Japan has long been known as a country that regularly faces various natural disasters, such as earthquakes, tsunamis, and severe typhoons. These extreme natural phenomena occur with relatively high frequency. In 2022 alone, the country recorded 8 earthquakes with a magnitude of 5 or higher on the Richter scale. One of the main reasons Japan is constantly exposed to natural disasters is its geographical location near the so-called Pacific Ring of Fire. One of the most severe disasters in Japan's modern history is the Fukushima catastrophe that occurred in 2011. This event was triggered by a massive offshore earthquake near Honshu Island, with a magnitude of 9.1 in northeastern Japan. The earthquake generated tsunami waves reaching up to 40 meters in height, flooding inland areas and sweeping away everything in their path. According to official figures, the disaster caused 15,899 deaths, left 2,572 people missing and presumed dead, and injured more than 6,000 others. Many towns were almost completely erased from the map. Thousands of houses in Fukushima, Ibaraki, and Chiba prefectures were either completely destroyed or severely damaged. Infrastructure across the entire Tohoku region was heavily affected as roads, railways, power grids, and drainage systems were all simultaneously disrupted. After the earthquake, the reactors at 3 nuclear power plants near the epicenter automatically shut down as part of safety procedures. However, the incident caused a loss of external power needed for the cooling systems. Rising seawater from the tsunami further damaged backup generators, particularly at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. When the entire power system failed, the cooling equipment for the 3 reactors stopped operating. Within just a few days, the temperature in the reactor cores rose excessively, leading to nuclear fuel meltdown. Due to the high risk of natural disasters, Japanese citizens are encouraged to keep emergency supplies ready and regularly participate in disaster preparedness drills in order to know how to respond when emergencies occur. What do you think about the frequent natural disasters in Japan? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Number 3. Work culture in Japan. When discussing the downsides of life in Japan, work culture is perhaps the most frequently mentioned issue. The country is well known for overwork and a mindset that prioritizes the company above all else. Long vacations are extremely rare except during major holidays such as Golden Week or Oben. At the same time, the corporate hierarchy based on age and seniority is still widely practiced. The pressure of work is so intense that many office workers regularly fall into states of exhaustion. It is not uncommon to see people sleeping on trains or even lying down on sidewalks after work. In many families, children rarely have the chance to see their fathers because they spend most of their time working. This lifestyle also leads to a range of serious health consequences, such as cardiovascular diseases, strokes, and mental health issues. In Tokyo streets, it is sometimes possible to encounter people shouting or punching walls due to prolonged stress and accumulated pressure. According to a 2016 government survey in Japan, nearly 25% of companies required employees to work more than 80 overtime hours per month. Many workers are not fully compensated for the overtime they put in. In addition, most Japanese employees do not use all 10 days of their annual paid leave, and as many as 63% report feeling guilty when taking time off. In fiscal year 2017, Japan recorded more than 190 deaths related to overwork, including cases of suicide. The severity of this phenomenon is so significant that the Japanese legal system has a specific term for it: karoshi, meaning death from overwork. The first recorded case of karoshi dates back to 1969, when a newspaper company employee died of a stroke at the age of 29. What do you think about Japan's work culture? Feel free to leave your opinion in the comments section below. Number 2. Japan's extreme social isolation generation. Loneliness is becoming one of the most concerning social issues in Japan. This is especially true among the elderly, where it has already become a serious reality. In addition, there are increasing signs that feelings of isolation and lack of social connection are also rising among young people. According to statistics, among elderly men living alone in Japan, more than 15% report that they regularly spend entire days without speaking to anyone. Even more notably, around 30% say they do not have a single person they truly trust or can share their life problems with. Japan's rapidly aging population has led to many complex social challenges. One of these is the phenomenon known as hikikomori, often referred to as modern-day hermits. These are individuals who voluntarily withdraw from social life and live in isolation for extended periods. Although this phenomenon once mainly affected older adults, an increasing number of young people are now choosing a similar lifestyle. Early cases of hikikomori were often men from the so-called lost generation, typically aged 30 to 40, living financially dependent on their parents. In Japan today, it is estimated that around 1.5 million working-age individuals live as hikikomori. This means that roughly 1 in every 50 people chooses to live separately from society. Most of them are people who cannot or do not wish to meet common Japanese social expectations, such as securing stable employment, advancing in their careers, getting married, or becoming financially independent. Instead of pursuing these goals, they decide to completely withdraw from social activities. The Japanese government has recognized the serious consequences that hikikomori poses to society and the national economy. As a result, various support programs have been implemented to help members of this lost generation gradually return to normal life and reintegrate into society. However, so far, these measures have not achieved the expected level of effectiveness. What do you think about this situation? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Number 1. Japan has the highest elderly population ratio. According to data published by Japan's Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications in 2023, the country has approximately 36.23 million people aged 65 and older, accounting for 29.1% of the total population. This continues to make Japan the country with the highest proportion of elderly people in the world. Within the population over 65, there are about 20.51 million women and 15.72 million men. This significant difference reflects the fact that life expectancy for women in Japan is generally higher than that of men. According to projections by Japan's National Institute of Population and Social Security Research, by 2040, people aged 65 and over will make up about 34.8% of the country's total population. This indicates that Japan's population aging is progressing faster than in most other countries in the world. At that time, the ratio between elderly people and working-age individuals is expected to be approximately 1 elderly person for every 1.3 workers. In any country, welfare programs for the elderly depend heavily on tax revenue contributed by the working population. However, with the current pace of aging, many experts believe this model may face serious sustainability challenges in Japan in the future. In addition, as the elderly make up an increasingly large share of the population and have significant influence on political decisions, public policies tend to focus more on healthcare, pensions, and social welfare. This has led to debates and dissatisfaction among some younger people, raising challenges for the social consensus that has long been considered a defining feature of Japan. Furthermore, alongside population aging, Japan is also facing the phenomenon of hikikomori. Among those who adopt this lifestyle, there are also many elderly individuals who voluntarily isolate themselves from society, living in prolonged solitude, minimizing social contact, and rarely leaving their homes. What do you think about Japan's aging population and the growing phenomenon of social isolation? Feel free to leave your opinion in the comment section below. That concludes our exploration of some of the lesser-known dark aspects of Japan. How do you feel about these issues? If you have ever lived, studied, worked, or had any experience in Japan, please share your story and perspective in the comments so everyone can discuss together. Thank you for watching our video. If you found the content useful and interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss our latest videos. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.